من فضلك لا بس. I'll just be 1 second. I'll be back.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين خاتم النبيين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين ما بعد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Which number class is this? I always forget.
We're on lesson 18 now.
Okay, lesson 18. Alhamdulillah, lesson 18. So, alhamdulillah, we have reached the chapter of, I believe, Babu أبنية الأسماء اسم الفاعلين والاسم المفعولين.
نعم.
What is it? Read the title of the chapter for me.
نعم. باب أبنية أسماء الفاعلين والمفعولين.
Now, this is the chapter. This chapter right here, let me tell you what the chapter means, the title of the chapter. This is the chapter regarding the abniyah, the scales of the asma' al-fa'ilin. Asma' al-fa'ilin is the plural of ismul fa'il. Ism al-fa'il. We have to define this. We're going to define this today. Ism al-fa'il. In wal maf'ulin, right? The ism al-maf'ulin is the jamr, the plural of al-maf'ul. So this is the chapter regarding the scales of the ism al-fa'il, like, for example, alimun, in the ism al-maf'ul, like ma'loom. Okay? So this chapter is going to clarify the qiyas in the shadh scales for both the asma' al-fa'ilin, okay, as well as the maf'ulin. Is this clear?
نعم. The shad for both the أسماء الفاعلين and the مفعولين.
نعم. أسماء الفاعلين and أسماء المفعولين. Clear?
نعم.
Now, Ibn Malik, I don't know if I mentioned this before, that Laamiyyatul-Af'aal is really a completion to Alfiyyat ibn Malik. It's a completion to Alfiyyat ibn Malik. Okay? In Alfiyyat ibn Malik, Ibn Malik, rahimahullah, he speaks about Nahwu, he speaks about Sarf, but he speaks about Sarf from the Jiha Tasrif al-Ism, from the angle of making the Sarf of an Ism, like the plurals, okay, Zayd, Zaydan, okay, Zaydun, Zuyud, okay, in different scales and things like this, okay? Majority of on Tasrif al-Ism. He made Laamiyyatul-Af'aal. Why? For Tasrif al-Fi'l. Okay? How to make the Tasrif of the Fi'l. Is this clear?
No.
Now, here in this chapter, now Ibn Malik, we're done with Tasrif al-Fi'l. How to make the Tasrif of a Fi'lun. Madi, Mudari, okay? فعل الذي لم يسمى فاعله, right? فعل أمر, right? أبنية أسماء الفاعل, أبنية فعل مزيد. He's now Ibn Malik. For the rest of this poem, we're gonna speak about. He's gonna speak on the ism al-fa'il, okay, like alimun, okay, or katibun, okay, or nasirun. In the ism al-maf'ul, okay, like ma'lum, mansur, madrub, okay. The masdar, okay, the masdar. In ETC, he does this after the tasrif of the fi'l, okay. He does this after the tasrif of the fi'l. Why? Because all of these things that we're going to learn now, upcoming, they all can come in the place of a fi'l and act as it. They all can come in the place of a fi'l and act as a fi'l. Okay? For example, if I say, ضارب محمد عمرا. ضارب محمد عمرا. بمعنى يضرب محمد عمرا. You guys understand that?
نعم.
What about Muhammad? I mean Hassan.
مرة أخرى أخي.
So I said that all of these things, ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, these things that's gonna the masdar that we're gonna learn in the next chapter, these things, he mentions them after the tasrif of the fi'l, because these things, okay, they all can come in the place of a fi'l and act as it, perform the action of a fi'l. Okay, like for example, I gave the example of ضارب محمد عمرا.
نعم.
بمعنى يضرب محمد عمرا. You
نعم.
understand?
نعم.
Okay, so that's important to know. These things, they can come in the place of a fi'l and act as it. Okay, so that's why we mentioned the tasrif of it afterwards. Okay, included in this chapter, the title of the chapter, it says the chapter dealing with the scales of asma al-fa'ilin, the ism al-fa'il, and asma al-maf'ulin. Included in this chapter as well was something called, you guys want to write this down, we call it sifatul asifa al-mushabbah. Asifatul mushabbah. Asifatul mushabbah. Okay? Asifatul mushabbah. Asifatul mushabbah. Okay? It's also included in this chapter. We're going to try to explain what that is too, okay? It's included in this chapter during the discussion about the ismul fa'il. The ismul fa'il. Okay? Is that clear?
نعم.
Okay. We need to define ismul fa'il first and then ismul maf'ul before we get into this chapter. So we have a clear perception, understanding on what these two terms are. Okay? Ismul fa'il, lughatan, linguistically, is the doer of an action. Okay? The doer of an action. Okay? Huwa alimun. He's a scholar. He knows, someone who's knowing. Okay? Huwa qatilun. He's fighting. He's a fighter. He's someone who fights. He's fighting. Is that clear? It's the doer of an action linguistically. If you want to just know what ismul fa'il means, it's the doer of an action. Is that clear?
نعم.
So yeah. Istilahi, technical term. You guys want to write this down. We're gonna break it down, okay? Gonna break it down. It is a wasf. Say wasf. It is a wasf. We're gonna explain what wasf is. It is a wasf. Okay? That's derived. It's taken from, it's derived from the masdar. The masdar of a fi'l mutasarrif. Okay? Make sarf, it could change. Which is mebni for the fa'il, meaning we know who the fa'il is. Which is mebni for the fa'il. We're going to give example too. Okay? With the purpose of indicating who did the action. Okay? With the purpose of indicating who did the action. From the angle of al-huduth. Al-huduth, al-huduth. Al-huduth means for something not to occur continuously. Okay? I'll say it again. Okay? It is a wasf. A wasf that is derived from a masdar. It's taken from a masdar. Okay? Of what type of verb? A fi'l mutasarrif. A fi'l that can make sarf. Okay? Which is mebni for the fa'il. Meaning we know who the fa'il is. It's like alima, daraba, nasara. Okay? With the purpose of indicating, what does it point to? It points to who did the action from the angle of not occurring continuously. Okay? Now, let's break it down. It is a wasf. Wasf linguistically means what? A description, right? In books of Nahwu and Sarf, it's referring to things that can act like a fi'l. Things that can act as a fi'l and take the place of a fi'l. Like some of those things I mentioned. Ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, okay? Sifatul mushabbah, ismul tafdil. These things, they are wasf. They can act as a fi'l. They can be put in place of a fi'l. Is that clear?
نعم.
That's the first thing. It's derived from a masdar. Okay? A masdar will be like ilm. We got ilm. Okay? For example, we got the ismul fa'il alimun. Alimun, right? A scholar, someone who knows. You got me?
نعم.
Alimun is wasf. It can act as a fi'l. Okay? It's derived from the masdar of a fi'l mutasarrif. Ilm. The word ilm, the fi'l ilm, the masdar ilm, fi'l mutasarrif alima, ya'lamu, i'lam, alimun, ma'lum. All of these is a fi'l mutasarrif. It can make sarf. It can change. Is that clear?
نعم.
Which is mabni for the fa'il. What does that mean? That the fa'il is ma'lum. The fi'l mutasarrif is fa'il. It's not like from ulima. It's not from ulima. It's from alima. Is that clear? Daraba. It's not from duriba. Nasara. It's not from nusira. Okay? It's mabni for the fa'il. Is that clear?
نعم.
The purpose on indicating who did the action. Okay? Who did the action? Okay? Describing someone who does the action. Okay? طيب. From the angle of not occurring continuously. It's not something that the person has the quality, he's doing this action all the time. Who a hafidun. He's a memorizer, okay? If he stops memorizing, he no longer hafid, okay? Who a alimun. He's a scholar. He knows right now. It's like Ismail Fad is like the ING rule, okay? He's doing it now, okay? It's currently right now, okay? Is that clear?
نعم.
طيب.
ممتاز.
Okay. Now, when we said wasf, okay? Okay, wasf is the wasf that points to a fa'il is two types, meaning it points to the one who did the action. The wasf that points to the one who did the action is two types. Ism al-fa'il, like we just mentioned, okay? Alimun, huwa daribun. I say alima zaydun, zaydun, for huwa alimun. So he's an alim, he knows, okay? Right? Daraba zaydun, amran, for huwa daribun. Right? Zayd hit Amr, so he's darib, he's doing it. You understand?
نعم.
And the second wasf that the second wasf that points to a fa'il is a sifatul mushabbah. A sifatul mushabbah. This is a sifa, is a descriptive word, okay? That's similar. It resembles an ismul fa'il. It resembles an ismul fa'il, okay? It resembles an ismul fa'il. That's what it means, a sifatul mushabbah. It's a sifa, it's a descriptive word that resembles an ismul fa'il. You're gonna see the examples when we get there, okay?
نعم.
Everyone with me so far? طيب.
نعم.
So an ism al-fa'il example again will be like ضارب, 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 قاتل, okay? عالم, okay? مسلم, مسلم, مؤمن, محسن, okay? This ism al-fa'il, it points to a known action, al-hadith, al-ilm, okay? We say عالم points to ilm, okay? And it points to a vague fa'il. Someone's doing it. Someone's being described with it. Okay, صاحب الحدث. Clear? طيب.
عفوا did you say it points to a vague فاعل?
أيوة نعم.
Okay.
اسم الفاعل, it points to two things. عالم points to two things. A known action, الحدث, points to what? العلم. Okay? And then it points to صاحب الحدث, صاحب العلم. Someone possessing knowledge. Someone possessing the character of hitting, striking. Clear?
No.
طيب. Let's move to depth. I hope we understand اسم المفعول. اسم الفاعل.
I just had I don't know if you might go into later, but مبني for I didn't really understand that مبني for فاعل. That I didn't understand.
أيوة. مبني للفاعل means that the fi'l, okay, the masdar that this fi'l is derived from is مبني للفاعل means the fa'il is known. Like it's on a scale of, it's from a verb that's on a scale of fa'ula, fa'ila, or fa'ala. Okay? Or fa'ala. Okay? Meaning that it's not, the fi'l is not one where the fa'il wasn't mentioned. Like the chapter of انتسند الفعل للمفعول.
Okay, it's not مجهول.
Right.
I see. Okay, نعم.
Okay?
نعم نعم نعم. Okay.
Okay. طيب. Let's move to اسم المفعول now. اسم المفعول. Ismul maf'ul is like madroob, something hit. Okay. Ma'loom, something known. Okay. Mashroob, something drunk. Okay. Mafhoom, something understood. Okay. What is it when we, so the ismul maf'ul linguistically is the object of an action. The object of an action. When I say mafhoom, understood, a mafhoom al-mas'ala, fuhim al-mas'ala. The mas'ala, the issue is understood. Huwa mafhoom. Okay? I say, shurib al-ma'u. The water is drunk for huwa mashroob. So it's drunk. Something that's drunk. Okay? Qutila amrun. Qutila amrun فهو مقتول. Amr was killed. فهو مقتول. He's killed. Clear? So ismul
نعم.
maf'ul is the object of an action. It's like the prefix, or what do you call it? Suffix ed rule, right? Mashroob, drunk. Okay? Or like it was already done. Mafhoom, understood. Ma'loom, known. Is that clear?
No,
Okay. No.
Everyone good with me?
So
no.
it's in the past, like it happened, or
Yeah, it
no?
was exactly.
Okay.
We're gonna get to it.
Okay.
We're gonna
So
get to it. Okay?
okay.
Meaning nah. Meaning something the action happened to it. Okay? So
Mhm.
what is it? Technically it's a was. It's a was. Meaning what?
Um.
It acts as a fi'l. It can act as a fi'l. Okay?
No.
If I say مفهوم المسألة مفهوم المسألة أي فهم المسألة.
Mm.
You understand?
No.
مضروب عمرو أي ضرب عمرو. مفهوم? You
No.
understand?
No.
That's when we say wasf. It is a wasf that is derived from the masdar. Okay? Comes from the masdar. Like if I say مضروب from ضرب. معلوم from علم. Okay? Of a fi'l mutasarrif. Just like before. Okay? Of a fi'l mutasarrif. A fi'l that can make sarf. Like علم يعلم اعلم علما. Okay? ضرب يضرب اضرب ضربا. Okay? Got me so far?
No.
Which is mebni for the maf'ul bi. Mebni for the maf'ul bi. So this is the farq. It's the distinction between ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul right now. It's mebni for the maf'ul bi, meaning the fa'il is a mention. It's from a verb like duriba, ulima, fuhima, okay, shuriba. All of those, the chapter of al-fi'l alladhi lam yusamma fa'iluhu. Okay? Everyone with me?
You said the fa'il is not mentioned in اسم المفعول.
Meaning, so it's a wasf that's derived from the masdar of a fi'lu mutasarrif, which is mebni for the maf'ul bi, meaning the fa'il is not mentioned. It's from a verb that's the fa'il is a mention, like ulima. Okay, it's not like alima, it's ulima. If I say alima, alima huwa, he knew. Okay, ulima, it was known, but we don't know who knew. Is that clear?
Yeah, but it's clear. But can you just repeat that last one? You said اسم مفعول, the fa'il is not mentioned. It's a was derived from a mustard built on. That's the bit I got stuck on.
It's a wasf that's derived from the masdar of a fi'lu mutasarrif, which is mebni for maf'ulin bi, for the maf'ulin bi. And if we want to make it even generally, we can say for other than the fa'il. Okay, it's mebni for other than the fa'il. Okay, so what's a fi'lu mutasarrif, which is mebni for the maf'ulin bi? That would be like the examples I've been giving you. Ulima. Okay, ulima, duriba, nusira, shuriba, as opposed to sharaba, as opposed to daraba, as opposed to alima, as opposed to nasara. Is that clear?
So you said that you just mentioned the mabni words right now, isn't it? The mabni words would be like duriba. Is that what you just said?
What I'm saying is that the verb is attributed to the maf'ul bi. We don't know who the fa'il is.
No,
That's
no.
what mabni for the maf'ul bi means. It's
There's
attributed to the maf'ul bi.
okay, yeah. It's
Evidence
those
for that.
unknown ones from that other chapter. When the
Exactly.
thing is majhul, then maf'ul bihi goes along with those verbs only.
Yes, yes, and
Sort of.
it really could be even more general. Sometimes it's not reliant attributed to the maf'ul bi, but we'll go with that now.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Now, with the purpose of indicating who the action happened to, with the purpose of indicating who the action happened to. It's another distinction from Ism al-Fa'il. Ism al-Fa'il shows who did the action. Ism al-Maf'ul, the action happened to him. So, duriba Zaydun, Zayd was hit, for huwa madrubun. So he was hit. Okay. Qutila Zaydun, Zayd was killed, for huwa maqtulun. He was killed. Shurib al-ma', the water was drunk, for huwa mashrubun. The water was drunk. Okay. Everyone with me?
No. No.
Okay. From
نعم.
okay. From the angles of التجدد, التجدد, التجدد means for something to reoccur, to stop and happen again. التجدد, okay? Stop is going back again. It's like reoccurring, okay? والحدوث, حدوث means for something not to occur continuously, okay? طيب. Time is okay. We can go to the next point and then we could stop, inshallah. Okay. This definitions is very important. Okay. Definitions, knowing the definitions of anything, any book you read, if we not learning any subject other than sort of something else, you have to know what we're talking about. Okay. We have to define our terms. Okay. So the next issue we want to speak about is their origins. Their origins. Meaning, where do they come from? Where are they derived from? Okay.
No.
The ism al-fa'il, what we say not derived but formed. Okay. The ism al-fa'il in the ism al-maf'ul will be formed from one of two types of verbs. The ism al-fa'il in the ism al-maf'ul will be formed from how many types of verbs?
2 times.
Now, one of two types of verbs. The first type of verb is thulathi. Thulathi. Thulathi, like alima. Alim. Okay? Nasara nasi. Got it?
No.
Second type of verb is, what do you guys think?
رباعي مجرد.
That's too that's too restrictive. You made it too restrictive. Try again.
Yes, رباعي.
That's too restrictive. You both are too
Yeah.
restrictive.
غير
You
غير
have to be,
ثلاثي.
huh?
غير ثلاثي.
MashaAllah.
Ah.
Why? Why? When we say غير ثلاثي, that includes ruba'i, like aslama, muslimun, okay? Muslim. That includes khumasi, like mujtami'un, mujtama'un, okay? That includes sudasi, mustaghfirun, mustaghfarun. Is that clear?
No.
No.
So we have to, this is the importance of being precise in what you say, okay? By us just saying غير ثلاثي, anyone with some type of common sense or intellect, they're gonna be okay. That includes this. That includes this. That includes this. We don't have to say rubai, khumas, sudasi. That's for people that's a little bit slower. Okay,
No.
No.
you got us. If we said ghayru thulati, the shoe fits. Okay, includes all three. Is that clear?
No.
So yeah, we're gonna stop with that. Okay, why? 2 reasons. You guys about to break fast. Secondly, is that this chapter right here is one of those chapters where you gotta memorize. You gotta memorize it. Try to memorize this before, okay? Because he's gonna be running down scales, okay? And if you don't have the scales memorized, it's gonna be like in one ear and out the other, okay? I remember I was teaching this class too. I was teaching the same chapter, same lesson to my other student, Nuhan, may Allah preserve him, Bangladeshi, okay? And after we finished the chapter, actually, like in the middle of the chapter, he had it memorized though, but he's seen the importance of having it memorized, okay? Because he's gonna run down scales, and if you don't, he's mentioning a number of scales. If you don't have it memorized, it's not like you're not gonna benefit, okay? So have this chapter memorized, okay? Okay.
Yeah.
وزن فاعل اسم فاعل جعل من الثلاث الذي ما وزنه فعل ومنه صيغة كسهل والظريف وقد يكون أفعل أو فعال أو فعل وكالفرات وعفر والحسور وغمر عاقل جنوب ومشبه ثملا. Okay, he mentioned like 12 scales right there. Okay, so you have to have that memorized. Okay, so that's why we're gonna stop here. Okay, so that was my intention for the class anyway. I really only wanted to define those terms and mention that short part that ism al-maf'al and ism maf'ul, they're gonna be formed from either thulati verbs like alimun, ma'lum from alima, okay, and ghayru thulathi, okay, verbs like muslimun, muslamun, okay, from aslama, okay. That's what we wanted to present today. Any questions?
The مفعول again. I just obviously you mentioned with the مبني for مفعول, and then Hassan mentioned something about for the مجهول, like attributed to the مفعول. I mean attributed to the مجهول or something like that.
To make it easier for you, just say it's mabni for majhul verb. Okay. Is that clear? Meaning the fa'il isn't known. It's from a verb like the chapter of the verb al-fi'l alladhi lam yusamma fa'iluhu. All the verbs form like that. Qula, qula, qula. Okay. Or qila. Okay. It was known. It was said. Okay.
But is restricted only to that though? Or
that's ismul maf'ul.
Okay.
Okay.
That's why you said that example.
I'll confuse it with مفعول then. Yeah, مفعول then when with the fatha, like what is that nahwu? Are we going to nahwu?
That's the thing. That's another thing. I'm glad we got that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Do not mix up terms. Don't mix up terms. We're not talking about al-fa'il and al-maf'ul bih. We're not talking about that. We're talking about ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul. This is two different terms. Okay. I hear some tulab al-ilm, they mix these two terms up and they be mistaken like crazy. Okay. You in a whole nother valley right now. Okay. This is not the same thing. We talking about sarf right now. Yeah, these two terms are mentioned in nahwu from the angle of them acting as a fi'l. Okay? Them doing the same action as a fi'l. Okay? But we're not talking about when we say, for example, daraba Zaydun amran. Zayd is fa'il. Okay? He's not ism al-fa'il. Okay? Amran is maf'ul bi. He's not ism al-maf'ul. Okay? Is that clear? Okay. Please don't mix that up. Okay. It's a disgusting mistake for the talib al-ilm. Okay. To mix up terms. Okay. Mix up different sciences. It's not good.
Okay. Just to clarify then. So in this case, with the sarf for مفعول and fa'il, we're only mainly talking about
ism al-maf'ul and ism al-fa'il. Ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul. Make sure you say that.
اسم فاعل and اسم مفعول. We're only referring to the chapter we just did. I mean the chapter before فعل الأمر. فعل الماضي لما يسمى فاعله. Is it?
No. See? That's referring to. So we got اسم الفاعل and اسم المفعول. Okay? اسم الفاعل is gonna be from verbs like, again, alima. Okay, daraba. Okay, nasara. Okay, these are verbs ta'iba. These are verbs in which the fa'il is known, is mabni lil fa'il. Okay, it's not like ulima. when we say ulima, okay, ulima al-mas'ala, the issue was known. Who know it? Who knew it? The fa'il wasn't mentioned. Is that clear?
نعم.
What about for you, Muhammad?
نعم نعم yeah I'm following now yes.
So ism al-fa'il is going to be formed from all those verbs that you know, like from on the scale of fa'ila, or we say fa'ala, fa'ila in fa'ula, okay, or غير ثلاثي verbs like فعلل, دحرج, أسلم, okay.
نعم.
Now ism al-maf'ul is going to be formed from verbs from the chapter of الفعل الذي لم يسمى فاعله, like ضرب, علم, نصر, قيل, بوعة. Okay, if we say بوعة or بيعة, okay.
نعم.
اختار, فهو مختار, okay, فهو مختار, okay. محمد, أنت, yes, your name, Muhammad, okay. That's اسم المفعول from حمد يحمد تحميدا, okay. Really from حمد, he was praised, okay. حمد فهو محمد, okay.
هو محمود.
فهو محمود. لا فهو محمد. Or حمد, he was praised فهو محمود.
نعم.
Okay. فهو محمود. Okay. حمد فهو محمود, he was praised فهو محمود.
محمود
Say it
مصدر.
again.
محمود مصدر. Oh
It's
no.
محمود مصدر. No, محمود is اسم المفعول.
Okay.
Okay.
مفعول okay.
محمود. Okay.
طيب.
شكر زيد فهو شاكر. Okay. شكر زيد للطعام فالطعام مشكور. Okay. He's appreciated. طيب. Anyone got any other questions?
Yeah, I've got a question. So basically, in Nahu, what do they call it? This, what is it called? اسم فاعل and اسم مفعول in Nahu, or no?
في صرف. But we'll say this. The terms are used in both. Okay. The terms are used in both. اسم الفاعل and اسم المفعول are terms used in both in صرف and نحو. Okay. Okay. They don't mean, let me say this again. They mean the same thing. What I said where people go wrong is they get ism al-fa'il mixed with al-fa'il. They get ism al-maf'ul mixed with al-maf'ul bih. That's what I meant. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
Ism al-fa'il.
Give example.
One second. Ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul are both mentioned in sarf and nahwu. Okay? They both go hand in hand. I mentioned from the benefits of knowing sarf is that you will never be able to lock down issues in nahwu without learning sarf. Okay? Period. Okay? So they both used in when I say both, I'm talking about ism al-fa'il and ism al-maf'ul. They both used in books and sarf, books and nahwu. Okay? The problem is where people mix up terms and say al-ism al-fa'il. Oh, I'm sorry, ism al-fa'il, and then they say al-fa'il. Ism al-maf'ul and al-maf'ul bih. They're not the same thing at all. Is that clear?
No.
Are you able to get like example of like how that mistake looks like of someone saying mistaken ism mafa'il for fa'il?
Nah, so I mean, I was in a sarf class, right? I was in a sarf class. Someone was teaching it. I wasn't the student. It was somebody like a colleague of mine who was teaching a class. Wallahi, may Allah forgive him. May Allah forgive us. Okay. I was in a class listening to the class. Okay. He's my colleague. I'm just sitting there. I'm not, you can't, you're not supposed to say anything like it's not my ear arena right now. I'm listening to the class though. He's talking about ism al-fa'il, ism al-maf'ul, okay, from Tasrif al-Izzi, okay. He's talking about al-fa'il, talking about like from a nahwu perspective, like I said, daraba zaydun. If you do the i'rab, zaydun is al-fa'il, the one who did the action, okay. He's saying al-ism al-fa'il, that's the fa'il and stuff like that. I can't give the exact example what it was, but it was exactly similar to what I'm saying, okay?
نعم.
He was teaching this exact chapter. When he was
Mm.
teaching this chapter, he was like, it was totally wrong, you know? It was totally wrong. It's totally
Ah.
wrong, but why? Because he mixed the terms up and he didn't really lock it down like that. As
نعم.
Muhammad, is that clear for you?
نعم 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 بارك الله فيك نعم.
Speaking barakallah. No. No, Allah knows best. No. Alhamdulillah. طيب. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. بارك الله فيك.